but it's like the most uncomfortable thing that you will ever put inside your. What's up guys, it's Nick, and today I have a very uncomfortable, unsettling thing to share, but I realize that this is reality that we are in, and if you guys are planning to or about to do a swab test to figure out if you're positive or negative with COVID, then this is the video that will kind of give you the rundown on how to go through it, what's the process, how did it feel, how did I get my results, and things like that. I feel like more than ever we need to be more careful in taking good care of our health and also taking care of the people around us. So here's my experience. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and like this video if you guys want more story time and just real life experiences, because we need more of that nowadays. Backstory. The very ironic thing about it is that like last Monday I woke up at 6 a.m, worked out, checking things off my to-do list, and then all of a sudden I was getting these sporadic headaches like while I was doing my work and stuff, while I was in front of my laptop. And then I woke up also with sore throat, but I tried to ignore it and I even worked out, but it didn't. It actually got worse, getting coughs already. I was sneezing here and there, and then when I would stay in front of my laptop for quite some time, I was getting really dizzy, like I had to take breaks in between, but then I had to get things done, so I even worked until late at night. And after that I was like, okay, like I'm done, like I can't operate anymore, I can't function anymore, I need to rest because my headaches were just getting worse. I already took like a paracetamol and everything. Fast forward, the next day it just got hella worse. So like I felt like I was already feverish, my sore throat was getting really bad. Basically I had like a full-blown flu and I already had to call in sick for work. And what's even worse is that at this time, getting a flu is not the most ideal because you never know that it might be COVID. So thankfully, there's like a teleconsult wherein you just call the hotline of our like health insurance. I was able to get in touch with a doctor on the phone and share my symptoms. So basically all my symptoms screamed that I am a suspect for COVID, and it's not something that's good to hear, but then that's reality. And the thing was also is that hearing this news, if it is COVID, I have to be in 14-day quarantine, and if that so happened, like I would miss Christmas with my family. Reality hits that I'm alone, I have to take care of myself, I have to be strong for myself, that everything is going to work out fine. And the next step was I needed to make sure that I'm hopefully negative with COVID, so I had to take the swab test. And let me tell you that it doesn't hurt, but it's like the most uncomfortable thing that you will ever put inside your nose and your throat, especially if you are very sensitive when it comes to those two areas. Like whenever I just brush my tongue, I would usually like gag. When it comes to my nose, I would really hate it when someone would pinch my nose like randomly. I would already sneeze, or I would already feel like I need to sneeze, and it's like the most annoying feeling. So going to the swab test, I just already expected like the worst because again, because of my sensitivities. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit terrified because of all the sensitivities that I mentioned earlier. They basically put in the cotton bud 3 times. So one in your throat, one in your left nostril and your right nostril. By the way, I did not take a video of this because I just felt like it was inappropriate, so I'm just going to explain it to the best of my ability. Like I thought that the nurse or the doctor would just like go in front of me and like do the actual like swab with a cotton bud, but they actually do it through a hole. So there's like an acrylic wall, and it's like per cubicle. So the acrylic wall that's where the nurse is behind that acrylic wall, and then there's just like a hole in the middle. Put their hand in the middle of that hole so that they can reach your nose and your throat to put in a 6-inch cotton bud. 6 inches. Just imagine how long that is. So there was no warning whatsoever. It's kind of like, okay ma'am, like, so open your mouth. I was like, okay. I didn't know that they were gonna put it inside my mouth, so I had zero expectation how it would feel like. But lo and behold, when they put it inside my mouth, I can literally feel it like at the back of my throat. Like you can never experience that anywhere else. After that, when it was removed, like I immediately coughed. Like I just knew, because again I have like terrible gag reflex, and it was so uncomfortable. The whole throat thing was like not the worst. The worst one was like my nostrils, because I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that I researched prior how it would look like. So it's not just like poop, no, it's like literally like inside your nose, like, as if it's like it's going to tickle your brain to get that whole swab thing, and they're just gonna roll it and rotate it around. Swear to you, it's so uncomfortable. I even gave like the nurse a heads up, like,
okay, kuya, sobrang talaga ako kinakabahan kasi I have really sensitive nose. So, wait lang talaga.
I was trying to like calm myself down before and like prepare myself before he inserted it inside my nose. It didn't hurt, okay. It's just the worst thing was yet to come because he also had to do it on my other nose, so already like tearing up a bit, and then he put it in my other nostril, and I swear I consciously teared up already because I think like how my sensitive my nose is, it's already like connected to like my eyes. I easily tear up when my nose is irritated. I seriously like like gushed out, my tears gushed out, and I feel like it's not it wasn't because it hurt, but it was just so uncomfortable. And when that happened, like the nurse was like, I'm so sorry ma'am, sorry talaga. Like he was apologetic about it when I feel like he shouldn't have been apologetic because he's just doing his job. Yeah, like after that I was like, oh my god, I swear I don't want to get sick anymore. I don't want to go through that again. Imagine, it was I think second day that I had to call in sick and I had to do the swab test, and that second day I was still feeling headaches. I still needed to rest, but I had to suck it up and just go through with the swab test. And mind you, given that, you know, the whole COVID situation, it's like I had to go through it myself. So thankfully there's like a hospital nearby that I could easily just take a grab to. The feeling of just like you're already getting dizzy and you had to go through the process of the whole swab test is kind of like difficult, but still I'm thankful that I do have access to these kinds of information. And all in one day I was able to schedule my swab test. I was able to go to the hospital and do it right away, so everything was processed within the day, which is great. So I did go to the hospital, and like I swear to you, like I probably went through like 10 kinds of paperwork or even more. Fill up like an initial like application form of some kind. I had to get like a leave of absence, LOA, leave of absence from the doctor that I consulted from over the phone. And the thing is, I had to print all those documents before I went to the hospital, and I don't have a printer in my condo. Thank God, the admin of our condo was able to help me out print those documents. I had to request for those documents to be printed out before I headed out to the hospital. And then when I go to the hospital, I probably went through like 10 steps before I actually got to the actual swab test process. Make sure that you have your PhilHealth number with you because they validate that in the hospital. Make sure that you have those documents printed that were advised by your health advisor. And then third is make sure that you bring a valid ID with you. So not your company ID, but could be like your driver's license, your UMID, your passport even. Also, the important thing is that sometimes we get scared or like nervous to do it, but just ask around. So we're scared that people might think we're stupid when we ask questions about like, oh, where's this area, how do I get this verified, things like that. Oh, I'm headed to like the swab test area, how do I get there, what's the process. Like when I got to the hospital, I just asked right away because I just needed to get it done as soon as possible because I didn't want to spend so much time in the hospital. So that's why I was just so urged to like make this video, because I feel like no one gave me like a full picture of how it was supposed to be. But since I think more and more people will have access to swab testing, and this is the reality. I did my swab test at like what 4 o'clock, and then I got the results the next morning when I woke up at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And they give you like an episode number and like a patient number that you can easily access through their website and look at the results. And I swear when the results came out, it's like you have to download the PDF and everything. So I was like, oh my gosh, please Lord, like I was praying the night before. And yeah, true enough, now that I'm shooting this video, it means that I am well and alive. So my results were negative, and I'm gonna put it here as well. It's a great feeling also to share the good news to your family, to your workmates, because I was able to go to the office already knowing that information, that everyone around me would be safe. In terms of moving forward, just make sure that you guys are taking good care of your health. Drink, hydrate. If you get sick living alone, I feel you. I feel you. Make sure you stock up on your medicines, especially like Biogesic, Decolgen, Somyox, Berocca. Like those were my best friends when I was sick. And if you do go through the swab testing, now you know. I'm sharing possibly the worst experience, so that when you go through it, you're like, okay, expecting the worst, and then you go through it and you're like, this is fine. Nick was just really exaggerating and being so maarte about it, you know? I hope this story time helped some of you guys out, and stay safe out there. Have a good holidays, you guys, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Like it. Hopefully that you liked it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.